Well, let's see what we find early on here. Endpoint starting T side. LYNGBY starting C team. And the odds, I don't think we'd be too surprised to say, are going to be in Endpoint's favour, courtesy of our partners at LootBet, 1.45 in their favour. And a lot of work, really, when you look at that, has to go now towards LYNGBY. Word from Sky, 2 flashes and a kit. No much utility investment realistically, but a fast play to quickly clear Ivy. But Max and Robin, they seem to be fully prepared for it. The Glocks do damage. They don't quite find a kill. And while there was an angle there for Twinx really to work with, it's an awkward encounter. Surreal not hitting his shots either cleanly. And with Typhos the only player for now falling for the LYNGBY side, it is a slow start, but it's Endpoint with the early control at least.
They have that opening advantage. Absolutely they do. Rare that you get to see UK CS very often, but thankfully we are graced with Endpoint today as UK casters. We obviously love to watch it. We'll have to see whether or not they're going to be able to take a victory, though. They are the more experienced side. Struggling to get into the top 30, have Endpoint for a while, but they've certainly been knocking on the door. And a denial against LYNGBY would help to further that case. Instead, it's the Vikings who go huge in the B bomb site, finding many, many kills. Bird from Sky finishing off Mighty Max as well. Surreal is alone, but at least he's made his way in.
Well, I was about to say he's not been spotted, but Cabby does it, and he doesn't want to overcommit either. LYNGBY, you know what, are playing really coordinated and playing this quite well. The player on top, Bird from Sky, comes off better for the kill. It's an early advantage, at least towards the Danes. Endpoint not too happy with it, obviously. So they are going to force out anyway. A couple of ZZs, a couple of upgraded pistols. LYNGBY now have an M4 on Cabby. And
no bomb plant for Endpoint, unfortunately, which means that if they were going to save and buy up into the next, you wouldn't be able to justify it. The rifles would be stretched too thinly. So if you force here, you just go for that all-out money dump, basically. Eco the next, and then make sure you have a much more consolidated buy up in round 4. The rifles mixed up with SMGs for LYNGBY on this defense. And Endpoint paying it passively for now. They've got Deagles for range, and they've got Tech 9s to close down enemies at speed.
Quite a standard CT hold also. LYNGBY not going for anything adventurous, but Bird from Sky did just spot out Robin. Considered the smoke, but for now, just plays it safe with the Angels and trying to avoid giving up too much to what is a heavy buyout from the Endpoint side. And you don't need to push through this. It could certainly catch 1 or 2 players off guard. 3 players up close. Mighty Max will be the first point of contact. And the M4, if it has to swing around and do supporting damage, it certainly could. Mighty Max gets 1, but the M4, in fact, does little. Only damage, in fact.
The flash is great onto Rals as well. That allows more players from Endpoint to make their way into this A bomb site. Rals has so many angles to worry about now. He's been taken out. LYNGBY still haven't found a kill yet. Eventually, Twinx will get one, but a 4-on-2 situation is imminently winnable by the T's at this point. Surreal helping Thomas to secure the kill, but it's Crucial who finds the last one. 2 men left alive, but Endpoint get it done with that force. They deal the damage to the LYNGBY economy, and this now has the potential to be the perfect start. If LYNGBY force and Endpoint can win this round as well, that'll be immense money damage dealt to the CTs.
You surely have to force in this situation. LYNGBY have got players essentially on double eco, and the Scout and the pistols come out quite late, but still the Danes will try and force themselves back into this, and fair enough, because Endpoint stealing a way around like that just shouldn't be happening. And the issue was they lost that M4 so quickly also. Max gained it down towards CT. He's got it early on down in Ivy this time. And again, the UK squad just want to try and work off of this Ivy control. You can't blame them. So it's a default with a lot of presence now down towards the back panels over towards Beam.
Just desperate to find the opening. The LYNGBY Vikings. It's also going to be lurking in the back of their mind that the last time they played against Endpoint, they were defeated in 2 maps, no less. Typhos in this round has found the first kill on to Surreal. Endpoint are considering the B bomb site as their final target here, and Typos, because of the amount of time he's been given, he could yet convert another kill. A lucky headshot on an entering player would be excellent, not just for him, but for his team's chances at the retake. They're going to push down all around him, shots ringing out, but no kills yet converted. Eventually they come through. Riles and Typos get them. Robin tries to recover, but he's been dinked now as well. This could be another forced victory straight back at Endpoint.
It feels so late for Endpoint to maybe find a way back into this, but they've got the bomb to also put down. Crucial's got it, and he's just looking for the kill in heaven. Bird from Sky actually peaks, but it's a CT win in the Angel. 22 HP, a UMP to find 4 of them. Robin, you've got a massive arse now on your shoulders. He at least converts Cabby and upgrades to that M4. Got so much more work to do. LYNGBY start to close in. Players even behind him at this point, and Bird from Sky, in fact, finds the damage.
Indeed, LYNGBY swing it straight back in their favor. And Endpoint now, do they continue the battle of the forces? They do indeed. Robin has enough for an hero AK. Mighty Max, what's he going to do? Pick up an AK, or is he going to drop pistols? He's picked up an AK himself. Should be dropping that onto an armored player of Thomas, which he just about does so. This is going to be still a dangerous force from Endpoint, but eventually you have to say the advantage is still in LYNGBY's favor due to the amount of CT utility they have. If Endpoint can swing this one back miraculously, that would be a great effort, because as we see always with the Battle of the Forces, the T's, if they can trade at 1-to-1 rounds, they eventually win.
Typos with a deep smoke towards lower tunnels. Let's hear the sound cues of the Deagle from up above, so they get that early info. 2 AKs though out. Endpoint might again try and snatch away a victory if they come off better with some engagements. And they've got to be winning some early ones, because that's what helped them secure their opening round. Well, Robin just taps to find Bird from Sky. There's your kill found. Cabby deleted. I didn't think Crucial would come off better, but that's a massive kill to win. Twin X. And Rouse, while he almost had the kill, he does damage, but it's still the UK side with an advantage.
Surreal's Deagle is just going to slowly make its way over to A as Endpoint. They want to push all 3 players through Ivy at the moment, and nobody from LYNGBY actively watching other than Typos. He's the man responsible for ensuring the T's don't wave down on his team, and he's run away from the position at the wrong time. He can really get caught off guard here. Doesn't expect where to peek, and Robin does punish him with the AK headshot. Twin X is going to make his way back down into Pop Dog now. Can he convert any more kills? A Molotov at his feet, that should shut him out of the round. This actually, I think you have to give away from LYNGBY. A 2-on-4 retake into the A bomb site with the M4s up. You just have to save. Endpoint have got 4 rifles now, which they certainly didn't have at the start of this round. And yet again, a force buy is won. This time, it's Endpoint on the T side again.
It feels like we've had lots of force buy wins really come in over the past few weeks, and lots of CS at this level. And it's certainly one that LYNGBY Vikings now might consider once again with these 2 M4s saved up. Bird from Sky, well, could certainly afford something. But at this point, if you are the CT side, you probably also want to just get that economy normalized. You want to get a chance for a full buy in this game. You're on the preferred CT side, but they are going to force it out. I can't say I'm surprised. But you're now against what's mainly a full AK buy.
Mighty Max keeping the scout in hand. A couple of unarmored players for the LYNGBY side, but he'll really just be looking for those body tags, I think. Soften them up so that the AKs can do the rest of the work, and it's going to be quickly into the A bomb site. With 3 players actively defending and Ivy control already afforded to LYNGBY, there's going to be 4 watching this A site, with a 5th quickly on the way from Pop Dog. Cabby's found the first kill, but Thomas has traded him out, and Surreal towards the bomb train is hunting for more. Twin X has found an opening kill with the scout, though, before being removed. Riles will get the first before being traded out, and it's back-to-back kills either side, with Thomas doing all of the work for Endpoint. And now, the bomb yet has to be recovered by these T's. They've got 1 minute and 20 seconds to work with, but LYNGBY can still shut this one down if they put themselves in the right positions.
All the kills back by Endpoint, all favoured and won by Thomas. In fact, he's on for an ace if he can find these last two players. And this is the concern for Endpoint in this round. They've lost a bomb, and it's dropped in such an open position that there's quite a few angles they've really got to clear out. Pop Dog's the key one, because that's where Typos is playing. For now, only a Deagle. But they'll smoke off the angles with what smokes they have left. So they can now look for the bomb plant. 40 seconds left, and they do in fact just push out of the lobby and push out of E-Box. Surreal deletes his opponent. It's an MP9 which certainly couldn't have a chance in losing it. And my Molotov, a flash, and he just spots Thomas. There he goes. You just got to find an AK now. 34 HP and a tough arse with no kit. The Molotov, I don't think even in this scenario can be utilised. Surreal can just wait. He can just play the time. And it won't be an ace, but it's still Endpoint on top.
Yeah, Bird from Sky, he's got to get out of there with that M4. Backs away from the A-bomb site. And it is going to be the round victory for Endpoint. They are the team that get 2 in a row, and this now has to be the eco from LYNGBY. Everyone's got the money equalized at over $2,000. Just hard eco here. No need to force whatsoever. And go for the full buy up into the next once your economy has recovered. Endpoint eventually win the battle of the forces, Louis. Thankfully for them, after that pistol round loss, they now secure the 1 round advantage that they'd like to convert into 2. And what's so beautiful about winning the battle of the forces at the T side is that not only do you start with that round advantage when the full gun rounds start coming through, but it's so much later in the half that LYNGBY just have less time to recover economically.
Yeah, that's the thing. The economic advantage now, while it's an Endpoint's advantage for now, LYNGBY, they've got to wait quite a while before they can get a full-on, quote, decent buy. That's just the 1 M4 saved up from the round prior. Full eco elsewhere. A perfect shot to delete your only player with armor and an M4. Twinx recovers a weapon. It's still nice advantage which Surreal just extends over towards B. They find a kill. They find essentially an open site if they want it. But they're just looking for kills, and Twinx left. I don't think he's got much chance.
Faces Ivy, but then Thomas hits him in the back of the skull. That'll be 4-2 for Endpoint. The 2 round advantage their way is now the force buy will come in, or the full buy even for the LYNGBY Vikings. On that CT side, no AWPs can be afforded, I don't think, in this round. That might struggle to impact the range of LYNGBY here. That might be a really dangerous factor at shutting down any kind of fast-paced execution from Endpoint, because they can't bail themselves out with an AWP. Typos looking to get aggressive at the start of this round towards B, but instead deploys the nade after he hears that T-side utility.
Well, Bird from Sky allowed to come off better in that engagement over towards Ivy. Endpoint, they've had 1 trade in this round so far, but LYNGBY, they struck it right back, and Cabby almost lucky to have time to even reload and just get into a safer angle. And I think Endpoint have realised they've lost the bomb. That's a concern. LYNGBY have got control of it. And the deep smoke also means that Twinx on his side do more or less have a favoured control. And look at that, just recover the AKs. Just looking for the weapons. They are playing it smart. Molotov just forces out the players.
Twinx on the close angle. He's revealed himself by getting tagged by that Molotov. But look at this push from B. Bird from Sky. He's been eliminated. But do they expect Cabby to be coming from here as well? It doesn't look like it. This could be the real danger now for Endpoint as they try and make their way into A. Their sights distracted from the flank. And Thomas reloading could get timings here. But he lands the headshot on just 11 HP. Absolutely had to do it. He can't entry though, unfortunately, on such low amounts, and instead he's going to sprint all the way over to Ivy and try and go for the long flank. This is going to be such a time pressure round now for Endpoint.
I think Typos has heard this because he's repositioned towards Hell, and with it, Twinx is now holding in connector, so they're playing it safer. But Surreal, if he pushes in and if he gets the timing on the kill, he could win this. Typos should find Thomas. It's Surreal who just about to trade out. 7 seconds now, time against us. And maybe Twinx didn't have to commit to the kill, but he does so anyway. LYNGBY back on top. They fight back. and they come off better. Now might have some money to play with, but you still got to go up against an AWP and a full endpoint AK buy.
Don't think that LYNGBY can get an AWP out in this round either, unfortunately, and it gets so much worse when you don't have an AWP, when your opponents do have one. Surreal has it to hand, and he'll be looking to utilize that range to his advantage now in this map. You can see already hungry for those kills, but he's been double naded. He's lucky to be alive at this point. 12 HP, he has to back off from the angle, and Riles finds the opening kill onto Crucial. This round's starting to go wrong now for Endpoint.
One kill back could be ideal. Thomas has got it, but he so swiftly got, again, refragged by Bird from Sky, so he's on 7 kills specifically. LYNGBY still have this minor man advantage, and will it be enough to maybe hold on to the sights once again? Again, a deep smoke Endpoint. Now have no visibility out of T main towards aim. You can still push though, and that's what Max is going to do now. Robin finds that Ivy kill. Still got a minute to play. Robin beats Cabby in that one, and so quickly Endpoint now establish an advantage.
Such an important kill to find. Riles is clearing back B just to make sure that this isn't an execute, but they think that Endpoint are deep in the B site. Both players from LYNGBY committing to this one. That's very confusing indeed. They've essentially sacrificed the A bomb site for free.
Bomb has been planted.
Now they hear the plant. Surely they can't expect it to be on this site. They know it's over on A, but in the 2-on-3 retake, take a look at that CT money. Might be the save call here, realistically speaking. If Bird can go and upgrade his FAMAS onto a better weapon, just save the rifles into the next and let Endpoint have 5.
It was more or less early on just a game of forces, and Endpoint now seem to have that advantage in rounds and money. Won't be perfect. Crucial might have to get dropped something, or revert to an SMG. Up to 5 now. Endpoint in control.
They certainly are, and this is our opportunity to talk about Hellcase, the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, updated case battle upgrader, dozens of giveaways per month, and more absolutely unique features. You can find access to all of those over with our case partner at Hellcase. Now, LYNGBY, they have gone for the force. They've bought around the rifles that they saved. The flash could be dangerous early. Surreal will get the first. I don't know if he spotted out the second player close with the scout. He has, and converted the kill now. This round is very dangerous for LYNGBY, but Surreal still lands that last headshot. 3 big entries on the A bomb site. LYNGBY now have to reply with just 2. Cabby down, and Surreal with the 4th headshot through smoke. Just a Surreal round from him.
I hate that joke. I hate you've made that joke. It just worked so good, Endpoint. That's them finding 6 now, and it was a beast of a round from him individually. Just a completely different setup. LYNGBY not fully prepared for anything. It was that 3rd kill which I thought was completely insane. LYNGBY's money isn't there, so they now look to Eco and now look to maybe give up 7 to Endpoint. It's a Danish group up over towards B, a rush in fact. But Robin could so easily clean up some ecos with Crucial. They find 3 of them. While that was an AK momentarily recovered, Thomas finds the next one. And Endpoint have no issues.
7 already on the T side for Endpoint, and they're certainly showing strength on this T side when they have the guns together, but this is the ultimate test of any trained T side. It's the double AWP CT defense. How do you break into it? How do you deal with the 2 snipers? How do you minimize their impact and not give away those early kills at range? It's a really difficult question to answer, but if you can do it, Train is all but yours. Crucial, he's taken down by his counterpart AWPer of Twin X, and with Bird having another sniper just ready to pounce, this one could be a bit tough for Endpoint.
Well, they've modded off the back of B. They've sent some utility out. Endpoint. Oh, Thomas, you got to be careful of that. It was a bait anyway. And the pre-fire isn't quite going to catch on to Cabby yet. It's Thomas who takes any damage at all from that engagement, so they now back off to look to play it safer. Endpoint yet to commit to anywhere yet. Might now look to split and sort out something towards A, but Thomas keeps an eye on things. Smoke on long and smokes over towards A. This will be now the play maybe out. And unless Endpoint quickly gets something back, LYNGBY might find their way to get 4.
Molotov on B, that's going to stall the execution, or at least you'd expect it would, but Surreal gets another smoke headshot, and that allows Endpoint at least the way into the B site, at least the bomb plant their way, as LYNGBY now have to consider the 4-on-4 retake, brought into a 4-on-3 by Cabby, but a whiffed AWP shot onto Surreal could leave Bird in trouble. Twinx down the other channel of attack with the sniper rifle, the range advantage firmly with LYNGBY as Bird eventually does find Surreal, and time ticking away. Thomas knows he has to be cognizant of the flank, and Mighty Max has to defend against 3 players going huge here. Turning around now for the flank of Sebi, but struggling to convert. The AWP finds him in the back, and LYNGBY, they will put their 4th on the board. The double AWP works out. It's Endpoint's economy that can still sustain a buy though.
Yeah, LYNGBY, they'll be just about forcing themselves out a full buy here. Rouse might not be on a M4 with full utility and armor, and the same with Typos. So really, there'll be 2 players at least dropping down to what could be a weaker buyout. They're spreading out the money just to ensure they do get a comfortable buy, and from it, they still keep the 2 AWPs, 2 M4s, and an AK. Like I said, Endpoint on the full buy now can look to maybe extend and look towards 8, but they've got to really find that opening kill. Crucial falling quickly last round was the downfall. If they can try and avoid it here, that would be something. For now, a different setup, and for now, Ivy control, where Crucial doesn't quite find the opening kill.
1 AWP down, 1 more to go. Cabby, he's going to push Ivy, or at least try and hold it. He's got to be very careful about exposing his back to this angle, though. The Molotov will mean he won't do it, but the Crucial's missed the opening shot. He has to be bailed out by Robin. Thankfully, that refrag does come through for the T side. Now it's a 3-on-5 defense for LYNGBY to try and deal with, and they do so by rotating their AWPer all the way through CT to try and deal with these pushing Ivy players in case they try and wrap around that second channel of attack. Grenades deployed in the A side. Typos and Rals, they get the first 3 kills as Typos goes huge with 2. Rals as well. Both players just taking over that round individually, shutting it down for Endpoint. 3 kills on one, 2 on the other. The LYNGBY Viking is making a statement in that one.
Yeah, Typos only had 3 kills at the start of that round, so comes off better with a triple kill, and a great time also to react, considering Endpoint, if they lose this economically, they might be on a bit of a downhill turn. So now a bit of a must-win from the UK point of view. But 7 rounds already. On the T side, they've looked quite good. But it's again been that double setup which has been their concern. They've not looked as clinical on it. And again, they don't want to really contest T main. They're too scared to consider it. There's a deep nade in towards Pop Dog. 2 of them, in fact. They force Rouse out. Thomas was heard dropping down. This engagement needs to be huge, and what a flick to allow Thomas and Endpoint, at least for now, an initial opening.
That flash from LYNGBY has more impact than they know. Thomas had spotted the player out on top of Red Train. He'd already spotted his head, and he strafes out looking for that headshot. He just can't secure it because of that flash. So really, $200 investment at the start of the round there, saving the life of a LYNGBY player in the A-bomb site and greatly increasing their chances of victory than if he had fallen. But still, there are 5 players to make their way into this A site. They struggled to do it against 3 in the last round. There are 4 alive and kicking for LYNGBY this time, but they are a little bit more mobile in their angles. They're not quite so stationary. They're trying to take more aggressive positions. Certainly a gamble as Cabby's the first man up with his rifle. Has to be supported by his team here. Cabby gets the first, second secured by Bird. And now it's the 3-on-4. Endpoint, can they even walk into this? There's not enough time and they have to recover the bomb.
Oh, they've got to save at this point, surely. I don't see what they can do in the next 20 seconds. They're going to give this a try anyway and look for damage. But if you've got no pop dog control and you've got nothing in terms of visibility, you've got to just fall back and save. And they are going to at least go for the latter option. Just time was their main concern. And all of a sudden, LYNGBY look a lot more stronger and comfortable on the CT end. Endpoint, they find opening kills, they find advantages here and there, but it's not something that really they keep hold of. The Vikings now need one to tie up the score.
Well, we mentioned it earlier in the map, the double AWP setup, that's the true test of a trained T side. That is the final barrier to overcome. And it looks like Endpoint, they might still need some work in order to do so. Time running out in a half now to see which side is going to end it with round advantages in their favor. This time Crucial's found the opening AWP shot onto TwinX. Bird's still alive and kicking, but he's all the way over in Ivy. He can't do anything about a B execute at this point. The only man who can stop that is Typos and his AK-47.
Well, they've gone for a slower approach, and Robin might just get the info if Cabby's a little too overextensive over in T main. And as a CT player, you don't have to extend yourself too far. You've got to play it safe. Obviously, Endpoint got the opening engagement, but for me, they've got to get more. They've got to get a second. They've got to just cement something, because these are the points where LYNGBY will find the kills and just regain that possession. Limited utility also towards A. This is going to be tough, and it's a Mac 10 Toronto entry.
Sends it in first, it's the bomb and it's dropped, but Cabby's got two huge kills, third onto the AWPer. That is terrible from Endpoint. They can't root out one rifler until it's far too late. 2-on-3 situation now, making their way into the A-bomb site, but the CT's rotating in ever so quickly. Surreal and Robin, they have to make their way over to the train to secure the plant. Surreal has to be active in the defense, finds the first onto Wild, leaves us in the 2-on-2, but he gets the second onto Bird. Great headshot from him as the flank from Typos is here, but Surreal shuts it down. Time and time again, the individual man, Surreal, seems to be able to bail Endpoint out.
Well, yeah, him and Robin, between them, 26 kills they've combined so far in the initial stages. And look at this from Cabby. I get you send a Mac 10 in first, but you've got to trade it out. Crucial, not really doing anything either, just kind of was that downturn. And despite just about coming off better with a individual effort, it's at least a half won by Endpoint, but LYNGBY can certainly pull this back to a one-round lead. The CT side. Again, have the two AWPs back out. They've risked it with both the AWPers without any armor at all. And that's an opening kill. Well, a couple of them, in fact, down towards B. Crucial and Thomas find those two, but Cabby on one of the AWPs does find something back.
It is the double AWP setup, but both AWPs now on the retake have to be huge. TwinX gets one. 3 more kills for these snipers to find. At long range, time is their enemy. Cabby pushing up, punished by Thomas's positioning, and TwinX now fighting for LYNGBY to stay alive, but he can't do anything other than fall to Surreal's rifle. It will be the 9-6 scoreline for Endpoint after what was a shaky T side, it looked like, after those double AWPs came out. Eventually they stabilized, though. Eventually they swung that advantage in their favor, and they'll be looking for the pistol round victory to ensure a comfortable win on their own map pick here.
Surreal just stopped after the second half with a 2 KD. There's a look, that odds.
We can see them over from our betting partners there. To be honest with you, you'd expect them to stay like that, right? They were fairly similar at the start of the map, and with Endpoint with the 3-round advantage, you can't see why those odds would change too much there. LYNGBY, perhaps if they get the pistol, they'll do something to equalize those.
This is the pistol shot. They've gone for a fast play down towards B. 2 Endpoint players up close. Really want the damage, but it's a struggle. Thomas, in fact, only gets 1. A 3-on-2 trade leaves Thomas and Ralphs again finding trade kills on the site. And look how quick Thomas was to just lurk in from behind. And I don't even know if they know where this last player is. They should do. And TwinX can also do the 180 to flick and find that one. So it is a Danish pistol win.
They win the second pistol as they won the first LYNGBY, and now Endpoint they're going to be looking for the Force on the CT side. The last thing they want to do is get dragged into a battle of the Forces now, because that would allow LYNGBY essentially to mirror your half with those early round advantages. Scout in the hands of Crucial and Mighty Max. UMP on to Thomas, and you have to imagine it's just the Eagles for Surreal and Robin trying to find those lucky headshots, and the MAC-10s, they've really got to close down the range here. That's the way that you can defeat this Endpoint Force.
Well, Ivy's again going to be so key to just how this round plays out, and it's damage at least towards Rouse, who crossed over. There's the individual effort early on. Still not a kill, so still Endpoint have to play the safe, and they know one overextension could be costly. Far from perfect smoke, but LYNGBY do have the player numbers to certainly take control early on here in Ivy. 1 minute to go. The utility now reigns into what could be a fast A play.
Good opening kill from Bird. Finds Thomas's UMP. Mighty Max has got one with the scout. There goes the second as well. Typos has replied though, so it's a 3-on-3 situation. And Endpoint actually sandwiched in on this A bomb site. Surreal drops the smoke and spams through with the Deeg, but it only finds limited damage. Low HP players in front of him might even consider aggression. Mighty Max in trouble with the scout if he whiffs this shot, but he does land it in the end. Now it's the LYNGBY Vikings who push onto the bomb site, and Max stays quieter. USP out. He was thinking about some spam there. He knows there could be players at close range. Bird low. That's the 8 HP player found. The next on 58. He gets the scout out, looks for the shot, switch to the MAC-10, sprinting to the train, but doesn't peek left. Cabby can secure it. He deals with the Endpoint buy, and it's going to have to be the save now. LYNGBY, they have the opportunity to tie it all up.
A great individual effort again, but I'm not surprised that I've had to save for Endpoint. Again, they're relying on someone just to turn up and really do the damage. Credit to Max, because he got some really good shots in that play, and you all almost thought he was going to go for the pistol spam straight after that. It's though only a 1-round gap now. Endpoint do at least have this minor advantage, but CT End go for a relatively full weaker. Max and Robin, the players who upgrade some stuff out. Last one for the Danes, who seem to be looking for at least a bump hunt and some easy eco kills. Crucial dealt with. Finds that one. Legal spam, really hopeful. I respect the idea, but it's just nothing for Max and nothing for Robin either.
Unfortunately not. Thomas and Surreal now just trying not to die to a MAC-10. That's the only real objective at the end of this round. If you can find a kill, that's a great bonus, but just avoid LYNGBY having that bonus money. Typos on 20 HP, not really going to consider the hunt by the looks of things. LYNGBY's economy is so tentative that they don't really want to throw any players away either. They don't want to have to break their own money unnecessarily hunting down pistols in this one when you know Endpoint are going to buy up in the next anyway. It's not like they're saving anything valuable. So it is all tied up at 9-9. The LYNGBY Vikings with the economic advantage heading into this with the momentum in their favor. They have to deal with Endpoint's first CT buy, though.
And could certainly be where it all goes wrong for the Danish squad. Both sides have an AWP. Crucial and Twin X will be the two sides utilising them. Not really much utility to support either of them either. If you are LYNGBY, you are again hungry to try and get some opening control of something. Default they start off with, and just a smoke down in Ivy means for them it'll be Mighty Max just to come off and get the early map control. And aid over could be so good. Reouts looked for some damage. 15 points of health lost, and Typo can also look towards team main.
LYNGBY taking their time with this one. They really don't want to lose that opening man. They know how much more likely it is for Endpoint to win the round if they find that opening kill. Mighty Max is incredibly aggressive in T-Con here as well. This is a go big or go bust position. Eventually he makes his way into a more traditional one on the top of the train. But the A-site hit is going to have Ivy as its primary focus. Thomas is the man with the M4A1S to try and deal with this push. Twin X on the AWP, ensuring that no Endpoint players can get aggressive close at least. It's going to be an explosion out onto the A-bomb site in the late round here from the Danes.
30 seconds. Look at the utility they've got left also. They've only got one smoke left. And with the Ivy control, you imagine they smoke off CT, the left side of that Ivy presence. And look towards A, but they've just had to reposition. They now look out of Pop Dog. In
It'll
fact,
be
the
B.
bomb? Is it B?
They're going to run through CT spawn, I think, and try and take this to B now, or at least use players to try and fake that bomb site, draw the players in. The bomb's dropped Ivy. It's all gone wrong for LYNGBY. The kills are still coming through for Endpoint. And Twinx is left alone now on the A bomb site. The fake failed as the bomb was just taken down in Ivy. No time left for Twinx. He's just desperate to stay alive with his AWP. And Endpoint win that one through careful management of the early game and doing a great job of denying LYNGBY any kind of map control.
I was thinking that with LYNGBY going up towards Showers, I was thinking if they go down Pop Dog, that could work out so well for them. But they try and commit towards what really just shouldn't have happened anyway. It shouldn't have worked out for them to get anything off of that. It was always LYNGBY's really in a tough scenario to try and win. So Endpoint do well to now reach double figures. Thomas and early Molotov deep in Pop Dog does deny Bird that early map control. T Molotov at least utilised out. And if you are LYNGBY, you are waiting for this CT economy just to get messed up and used up early. Slow on with Surreal, supported by Crucial on B. That could be where the bomb heads. But for now, they wait for an opening engagement.
Again, LYNGBY taking their time. Again, keeping their cool, and again, praying that they aren't the team that loses the first map. There's more utility for LYNGBY in this round, but they still only have one smoke available. That can be really difficult if they want to get into the A bomb site. It does look like this is their target, though. They want to go down, pop out Ivy, and then through T-Con. All three channels of attack. 30 seconds left on the clock to get it done and plant the bomb, and the smoke's now been popped.
Well, it's a commitment towards A, but they've got Thomas to deal with, boosted on top of the bot mid. And the AK certainly wants something now. Robin wants something to be given to him, but look at the high angles Endpoint are just holding. They could easily find these kills. Twinx has been the only player to get a kill back along with that AK. And while the reposition wasn't good for Max, it's a bomb plant and a minor advantage going the way of LYNGBY. Now they've got to hold off against an AWP and an M4 weapons, which could do the work. And already Cyril secures the first one. It just leaves this sole Dane on 10 kills, looking for 12. To now look to close it out, but the AWP spots him. That's all the info they need. They can try and stick it. They can molly off the angle. In fact, he'll try and push, but he is flashed. Got, I believe, a kit, but it doesn't matter. Cyril finds a kill at Endpoint. We'll find 11 after a good retake.
The 11-9 lead their way. They get the 2-round advantage. They can bring the full buy forward, and the LYNGBY Vikings, it's a messy call. They're going to call the timeout to have a bit of a discussion about it, because you've got players like Riles and Bird from Sky who can afford AK's full armor but limited utility, and then you've got players like Cabby and Twinks who can't get anything more than a little pistol before they break their own bank. It looks like they want to go for the force. They want to bring the rifles out. They'll tell the lower cash players to pick up some SMGs or a Galil in something in that vein. Definitely no sniper rifles available for the T side, and utility looking relatively flush. They have 5 smokes this time, and we have to see whether or not they can keep them until the late round, because that's when they really matter, and seemingly LYNGBY never have them available when they need the executes.
Well, the pause will just get extended a little longer. And for Endpoint, they've certainly shown up on the CT side so far. LYNGBY, they are trying to keep this close on Endpoint's map pick. And for Endpoint now, I think they just wait for the money to really start to get built up. I've not seen enough of Endpoint on train, so I couldn't tell you if they go for many double up setups, but I'm sure they would go for it.
If they feel the need to, if they feel like they're getting rocked by LYNGBY, they can certainly drop down onto it. Surreal or Robin normally picking up the secondary AWP. And if they have to make economic sacrifices in order to get that second AWP out, it's generally the captain, Mighty Max, who'll do it. He'll drop down to a UMP and play Ivy if he has to, and allow the double AWPs, one to work on B and one to work watching T-Con or something in that vein. Either way, they don't need the double AWPs in this round as LYNGBY. They want to go much quicker out on A. At least the flashes indicate that they do, but the CT counter utility is already in place. It's going to stall them for now.
Well, LYNGBY, again, got to be careful of how they use this utility, because what they have gets used up so quickly that within the space of about 20 seconds, we're now down to a smoke, a flash, and a nade. That's how quick the T's have been forced to use all of their utility. And while there is a smoke towards CT and connector, already the angles are already provided by Endpoint, and they could really hold on to this quite easily. What is a drain is forced by good trades off, but Mighty Max and Typos come off better. 1 on 2, the AWP misses! That almost got deadly.
That was very close. Mighty Max at the end, he looked like he was whiffing the spray. When he started to readjust, you thought there was a chance for the adjustment from LYNGBY, but alone, he's able to cling on to things and get 3 kills. Now, his team has to drop down to the SMGs, but this actually might not be too bad for them because they're up against the eco from LYNGBY. Those SMGs should have an easier time of ripping those heads. It's not as dangerous as going up against the 4x.
They can farm in the money. For Cabby, just avoiding as much utility as he can do. He has dropped down to 63 HP, but Bird from Sky wasn't really contested as Surreal picks him off deep in B heaven. Drops down, but in the face of a UMP, you're not going to be getting too much. Crucial Max, the other 2 players yet to fry in this round, but could be a team ace. 2NX. He might look to take him out, and Max steals that title. They win 13. They do little impact on LYNGBY's faith and momentum. And now, unless we see a LYNGBY win here, we could see Endpoint going ahead and taking their home map pick of Train.
And Vertigo up next, perhaps is even the more interesting decision from LYNGBY. Endpoint chose to take us here, and statistically speaking, they have more success on Vertigo than they do over here on Train. So unless LYNGBY have something special in their back pocket, teams already in these tournaments have been upset on their own map picks of Vertigo in the past. SMG's still out for Endpoint in this round. They could get severely punished. They've gone aggressive towards B, but they found Typos importantly, and Mighty Max getting TwinX as well. That is vital, crucial with the AWP. Securing a kill in kind, and 2 on 4 as Mighty Max reloads away, but Cabby doesn't peek it. That's really unusual. How come he doesn't get the sound cue there?
I'd have thought he would have done. I'd have thought Cabby looks towards that left-hand angle, but he just doesn't. So Max cleans up that one, and crucial, in fact, the AWPer takes out his opponent, and they dispatch of LYNGBY so cleanly and so confidently and comfortably on this gun round. And would you look at that? LYNGBY's money, far from perfect from getting a full buyout. They're going to contest, and they might as well try it. So if you give up a round here, you're going to be having to find 6 in a row to take yourself to overtime. Endpoint a win here gives them map point on their turf. Let's see if an opening M4s can again find the openings.
They break LYNGBY's economy as well if they won this round, Endpoint, so the chances of them winning the map off of this round about 90%, but they have to get through this round first. AK peeking Ivy. Mighty Max knows he doesn't really want to regress that one. He'll drop a smoke to make sure nobody tries to push, but it's crucial who'll get the opening kill. Typos down on just 5 as well. His teammate Cabby's low to boot in kind, and 3 on 5 situation for LYNGBY again to try and deal with. They're going to pick the bomb up with a minute left on the clock, and it looks as though Cabby on low HP might want to test the waters towards B, but that nade finishes him off completely. All over for him, and now it's all on to TwinX and Rals to deny Endpoint map point.
They've got to work together. They've got to be so perfect really, and maybe this response, and maybe just look for the one-on-one Angels if Endpoint can give you that crucial. That's taken out with the opponent, and now a lot more work had to be done by Twinx to really find a win. Would have been 10, but instead Endpoint now find 15. One to close out Train. Thomas on 20 kills certainly has been leading the way, but all in all, a great team performance from Endpoint so far.
Incredibly balanced from the CTs, and you can see the difference there over on the LYNGBY side. Bird from Sky and Twinx, the players who had the double AWPs the majority of the time on that CT side. They're the players who've got the majority of the kills on the roster. The rest on just above 10. Crucial getting the opening kill onto Bird from Sky in this round. Terrible for LYNGBY's chances at staying alive in Train. They've dropped the bomb in T-Con, but it's in a recoverable position, and Surreal, he doesn't know it, but he's engaged in a standoff with Typos here. He's on the other side of the smoke. It's all about who'll spam first. Typos does it and finds him, but Thomas has found Cabby elsewhere. Crucial recovers with the AWP, and Twinx and Raz. It's just Twinx now. He's picked up an AK, but with the Deagle, he can't get anything done. Thomas removes him, and Endpoint take it 16-9.
7 in a row at the end now, and Endpoint do close out their map pick in quite convincing fashion. So a lot more pressure certainly going to be relying on what we find in our next map. I believe it's going to be Vertigo, and that's certainly one which, from a LYNGBY side, we don't know too much about. Now we've got to see a shock performance if they want to upset maybe Endpoint and take us to dust.
Well, it is the map pick of the Vikings up next on Vertigo. We'll have that map ready to go in just a moment. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Malta Vibes. We're just about ready to go into map 2 of Vertigo between the LYNGBY Vikings and ENDPOINT after ENDPOINT took their own map pick of Train there in decent fashion. My name is Protalis, and joining me to talk you through the series is Louis. ENDPOINT on Vertigo, what are you thinking?
Well, it certainly feels like they've got the potential now to cause a swift 2-0 in this series if we don't get too much out of LYNGBY. And that's the pressure really for LYNGBY because they don't have a lot of history on this map. They've not played it too often. A couple of times in their league season with mixed results, mainly losses. But the occasional result also in some online qualifiers means they do have the experience. But you're talking about ENDPOINT, a team who have played so many maps and so many matches online at this level of CS in the past few months that they're going to be so warmed up and fully prepared for this. And this is also one of ENDPOINT's better maps. So you've already lost an opening map on Train. Now your LYNGBY Vikings looking towards one of ENDPOINT's best maps also. So much pressure really relies on just what momentum and how mentally the LYNGBY boys will be feeling.
Absolutely. They have to really come in clutch here on Vertigo, and we do have the knife just about ready to go for you. LYNGBY, they're going to be in serious trouble for my money if they don't get off to a good start. They really have to. In the first 10 rounds, let's say, I'm looking for at least 5 or 6 out of LYNGBY. If they can't contest that early on, I feel like ENDPOINT can just trample them with the momentum.
Also, it is Vertigo. It's a map bridge. I'm not going to say it's new to the map pool. We're used to it all at this point. It's the newest one in the pool, but it's one which ENDPOINT and lots of UK teams in the past have certainly been working and trying to push forward in terms of a map in general. If you've got the experience, you can certainly look to build off of it. LYNGBY, so much work in these early stages, and you're right, they've got to get a good 5-6 rounds starting this one off, I feel.
Now, the silver lining for LYNGBY heading forward into this map is that while ENDPOINT over the last 3 months have had a good degree of success on Vertigo, much more recently, they've been struggling in this map. 4 out of their 5 maps played here on Vertigo for ENDPOINT of the last 5 have been losses. So they'll be looking to try and turn the tide a little bit here, try and put a stop to this poor run of form on the map. And the LYNGBY Vikings, based on historical evidence, have the opportunity to win out here, but based on the series so far, they might be in trouble. Good opening kills towards the A site. Bird looking to convert. He'll get 2. Robin will reply at least with 1, but in the 2-on-2 now, LYNGBY, they still have to get the bomb down.
Well, the trade kills or the opening kills just had to be there for LYNGBY, and now you've got to be careful for your Robin because you've got a kit, you've got no armor, and you're on 3 HP. So if you peek deadly at the wrong time into Bird, then it could be your death. But for now, Haid, well, it was expected to happen. You've got a full health, well, reasonably full health to real. Now looking to deny the bomb plant. It won't happen. Cabby gets that down. Now looking for the one-on-one Angels. That was a crisp opening shot at least, but your opponent now running away means you could certainly try and fake out this defuse. You've got a kit, so you've got a bit more time. Surreal now looks for the last little effect of damage. You could deny a 4K for Bird, and it just about works out ENDPOINT's way.
Surreal has been landing the headshots so far in this series, and the pistol round of Vertigo is no different story for him. ENDPOINT pick up their first pistol round win of this series so far, and now we get to see the odds from our betting partners over at LootBet. You see them swinging greatly into ENDPOINT's favor with that pistol round victory. Even better odds to beat LYNGBY here than there were over on Train. I don't know whether I agree with that. I wouldn't call ENDPOINT a stronger Vertigo team than a Train team, but the LYNGBY Vikings have been struggling so far. Cabby finds a kill, but Robin, he'll get one straight back with the MP9.
That is the advantage for the T side. You've got AKs and really good rifles to work with, and it really has been a decent buy and a decent start from the Danish point of view. Bird from Sky, the player to take some early damage, but they find the 2 kills over towards B. They get that initial start, and now to maybe group up towards the side of the map wouldn't be a bad call necessarily. Twinx gets the bomb. And now 3 players will look out towards B stairs. 1 also supported them in mid. Leaves Crucial now in quite a sticky situation with a minute and some smokes now. So maybe block off the back wall.
Sticky situation indeed. Thomas needs to still be careful from mid. There is a player in the form of Rals lurking over there. Twinx has found the first kill in the B bomb site though. Typos has converted the second and the Force taken straight back by LYNGBY. Is this the repeat of what we saw on Train? Endpoint now with the choice to force up, and they do just that with the pistols. Battle of the Forces once again, but it's much worse weaponry than they had to use in their Force of Train.
Well, they're down to pistols more or less. It's not ideal. You've got armor on most of the players to support it, so the Eagle headshots and maybe some Danish deaths for LYNGBY on a much more favourable buy. Shouldn't be losing too much here. Thomas finished the opening map of Train with 22 kills. For now, Surreal will play things safe, and you can respect the safer call, but you've got to be careful, really, off the side angle. The Molotov there towards sandbags is a relief of clearance, but you've got to clear the angle. Thomas! Oh, him is Crucial, in fact, come off better for 2 of them.
That's nightmarish from the LYNGBY Vikings. They can't even convert either player. Even on 3 HP, you can still land a lucky headshot, and that's what's so dangerous about those Deagles. 3 players from LYNGBY Vikings. They've got to find a way back into the round. They've got smokes, they've got flashes, practically all the utility they could want. The issue is going to be clearance. The bomb dropped on the ramp has to be recovered. It's in a safe enough place that they can do so. And with 50 seconds left on the clock, if they lose 1 player on the way in, it's still a high-pressure situation for them up against the pistols.
Let's see what the pistols really can deliver. Just looking to hold on to this A site. LYNGBY should easily enough get a bomb plant, and it's not contested, so it does damage, but doesn't quite find the kill. So a retake where, for the UK squad, damage and a man advantage is their ideal outcome. Flash in. And they don't have any kits. I said it's 4 players and they've got 5, but Thomas on 1 HP. Such a threat. Cabby gets 1. Cabby gets 2. Light work found of the pistols with Robin so far, finding the only endpoint kill back.
Not enough time here for the UK guys to work with. They've got to back out. Draw LYNGBY in for as long as you can. Hopefully some of them die to the bomb, but they don't take enough damage. Endpoint can't convert the Force this time. Now they have to take the eco and afford LYNGBY the early advantage in the half. You'll expect them to get 3 off the back of this one as Endpoint eco forward and look for the full buy in round 5.
Well, this is where the loot bet odds were certainly suggesting LYNGBY had a chance. And this is where we feel that they had to come off better in these early stages just to get that momentum, the money, and that boost of morale with you in the opening stages. Tyrell looks towards mid. Bird from Sky and his team start off in quite a standard default, 1 in middle. And this 1 guy in middle is going to be challenged by a couple of aggressing pistols. Goodbye, Rouse. That's an AK that Endpoint can now recover, and they might speed up this play and might even look for the bomb. And with Cabby now falling, it means that Endpoint could have a chance, but they've not quite backed away from the bomb yet.
Thomas has just spotted Twinx, though, picking up the smoke. I don't know if that gave away a sound cue, but Twinx has definitely seen him at this point. Typos in danger in the site. There's a big crossfire up against him. He spotted out Mighty Max, but Robin needs to come and get a kill with the AK. Eventually, the USP can convert. What is going on here? This full eco from Endpoint is already more successful than their Force in the last.
New York looks for something back. I said in the earlier map of Train that we're in that meta where lots of teams will just keep forcing out, and it might work out. An ace back is a kill by Bird from Sky, and with Twinx finding another, this isn't impossible for him to close out and go on and win, but the bomb on his shoulders needs to find 3 players over towards a stacked A site. Crucial towards triple boxes, yet to be spotted out. And if he oversteps and overstays his one, it could be his death. Crucial, in fact, ensures there is no T kills at the end of it.
That's a brutal one to lose if you're the LYNGBY Vikings. A full CT eco. One deagle. That was the biggest piece of individual firepower that Endpoint brought into that round. It landed a brilliant opening headshot that found them an AK, then converted a second one perfectly also. That found them a second rifle and really messed up the attack. And perhaps the biggest kill of all was that USPS from Mighty Max. He doesn't fall down. That kill would have been converted either way, but just the fact he's allowed to get it on his own proves that something wasn't quite gelling for LYNGBY in that last round. Their economy now suffering with a MAC-10 and Tech-9. Do have an AWP in the hands of TwinX though.
Some nades in towards mid, just at least tag up Typos. The nades in fact down towards B stairs, and Molotov is a slowed PC utility to delay this push, but LYNGBY, they might not even look towards the B site. They've got to find an opening kill. They've got to just enter onto the site, and Cabby's going to try and use the smoke really to his advantage and maybe get something. The mid play isn't going to come in either, and they're going to back out. They're going to look towards A, and Endpoint do at least have one or two players up close looking down ramp, looking for that control.
The question is about these opening fights. Can Endpoint land the shots? Crucial can't. He now has to back away with the AWP. Dumps utility to protect himself, but the Tech-9's hunting him down. He's whipped another shot with that AWP, but thankfully he's allowed to live. Instead, though, Typos just runs him down with a MAC-10. He's taken out in the late instance, and now it's a 5-on-4 for the Vikings on the A-bomb site. They've planted behind the wall of smokes, converted the AWP. They've now got 2 AWPs defending this bomb retake. Once again, mistakes made from the side that should have the advantage. Endpoint are going to really struggle on this retake.
Well, they've got a perfect smoke to just block off the bomb from TwinX's point of view, but they know where it's planted, so they should have a rough idea where to go for the wall bang or the freeze fire at least. And Robin just hasn't been spotted out. He's sticking it. He can get the defuse also. It's a chaotic end with LYNGBY finding all the kills, but it's too late to deny that bomb. Endpoint, they come off better, and again, winning a force by him.
Robin just stuck that. Pros do not fake. Apparently that old adage does have some truth to it. And Endpoint, they steal the round away despite losing all of their players. I certainly didn't think that would be a possibility. But after they dropped that one smoke, it was all the room they needed. Double AWPs on the T side for LYNGBY up against SMGs might not be the best call because they're not going to take ranged fights anyway. They're going to be looking for these close range off angles. Real found bird from Sky and the MP9 onto Typos. Bomb down towards the B stairs now. Again, LYNGBY have lost control of it.
You can't be sending in 2 players like that. It's amazing that Endpoint have been allowed to come off better realistically from that position. Cabby for now just holds mid. Mighty Max gets caught off, so they watch for that plane connector, but Thomas again just strikes it back in their favor. 2-man advantage now recovered. Water bomb isn't quite there. LYNGBY, they've got so much more work to do. Not quite a crossfire, but still a kill for Cabby to take control of in mid. That could be a chance to head back towards B where the bomb has been dropped. Endpoint fall back from stairs, but they've still got a crossfire and they've still got a 1-man advantage.
Both players left alive for LYNGBY have found 1 kill. If they found 1 more each, it'd be the 2-on-1. Excellent position to try and win from, but not without the bomb under your control. Surreal can drop a Molotov on top of it as well. That's so huge for time pressure in this round that LYNGBY might even consider saving here. TwinX definitely suspects there could be a flank coming through. Thomas swings around the corner at the right time and picks him off, and now Cabby's going to push down the stairs with his AK alone. Finds the first headshot, looking for the second, but it's Surreal's FAMAS that gets it done. Endpoint now developing a slightly more firm lead in this map as their economy starts to pad out.
And the economy just isn't there for the Danish point of view. They're going to force out either way because forces have been a key part of how both sides have been winning rounds, not just in Vertigo, but in the entire series in general. So 1 rifle is at least there. But around that, you've mainly got pistols, so a adventurous and a hopeful call from the Danish point of view, and they in fact delete an AK, so Surreal won't be allowed to do much. The money could have been farmed up The MP9 got even more, but Thomas on site makes it look easy. The third, in fact, deleted by a USP. So Rouse and his side certainly going to regret the force buy. Eagles got to find a lot more. And all shuts him out. An endpoint. Secure 5.
It's a good recovery there from Endpoint. Despite losing the early 2 players, Robin's grenade had the potential for so much, but just gets overwhelmed, and it's Thomas who really recovers there. I mean, if he doesn't find that second kill, LYNGBY still have a great chance of converting that round. Thankfully, for Endpoint, he puts a stop to it, and LYNGBY are going to be looking for a partial buy in this. But before they do, we can talk about our case partner, Hellcase. You'll never get bored with Hellcase, and use the promo codes on the screen to grab what you deserve. Just the partial from LYNGBY. They have 1 Mac 10, but just pistols to support it. Mid-aggression punished already as they look to hunt B, and Robin can only get 1 again. Cabby's found crucial as well into this B bomb site. There's an AWP recovered. Rifles in the hands of LYNGBY, and Endpoint, they might have to take a look at this B hold because it looks quite weak.
Well, they've got players still to play with and they retake. They've got utility, and Molotov and an aid could really force damage out of someone, but no one actually gets affected by it. And all these CT players are actually stuck in CT spawn coming out of window also. So they might have a chance to get a bit more control of the site, but they've now got to push in and commit. The AWP deleted. Well, in fact, Cabby now picks up the AWP as the player towards ramp who comes off better, a 2-on-1. And both Endpoint players are tagged up. Robin, he had a kit, but he has to just fall away and save. He gets the kill. But Endpoint sticks and don't even lose anything. Or keep anything.
Yeah, all players going down, unfortunately. LYNGBY off of... these rounds, just minor, minuscule investments, close range angles and pistols, working out for either side, it seems. 5-3. As the strategies that both teams want to use in their full gun rounds must be deficient. Is the only answer. How else are these ecos finding the victory? Crucial gets the all-important AWP kill at the start of the round. But it's B that's looked like the weakness for LYNGBY, and if Cabby can go up here and get a couple of kills, they can crack into the site very easily.
Oh, Robin. Oh, that was hopeful. He at least gets and wins the opening engagement, so it won't be as much pressure for his teammates now on the site, but Max pretty white. Couldn't really prepare or do a lot there. The SMGs, though, they've done really well. Thomas, in fact, wins it single-handedly with a UMP, an Endpoint force out, and they somehow come off better. Wow, LYNGBY, that should have been theirs in the bag, but they don't make it work out, and I wouldn't be surprised if, again, they force out.
Well, I seem to have solved the weakness on this B site for Endpoint, Louis. It turns out all they have to do is just put Thomas over there. 2 rounds now that he's gotten a triple kill on the site, and this time with just a USP after it looked like LYNGBY would certainly take the round. They had the advantageous post-plant positions, theoretically, if they could have gotten that bomb down, but the aggression from Thomas just denies anything from LYNGBY at all. Robin getting aggressive with the MP9, the wrong call. Cabby finds Max. Cabby as well finds Thomas. And every round that a side has the economic disadvantage, they seem to come out on top.
I'll switch the weapons up, give Twinx on 8 HP a UMP as opposed to an AK. So Endpoint lose the sight of aim. Crucial back in mid. Just keep watch ensure they're on is really trying to flank or look in from behind, and that nade, if it was on site, that would have been perfect, but Twinx takes no damage in the spray, just about connects near the end of it. Man advantage, only momentarily. LYNGBY don't find a kill back, they could have been in trouble, but I think that kill more or less confirms it. Crucial, at least looked for something on the exit. Save the AWP and keep something alive, LYNGBY. They won't be able to afford that weapon, but they'll find 4. And they are now starting to regain a bit of lost ground here on Vertigo.
So strange at this point in time that these rounds are being won back-to-back in such crazy fashions. Ultimately, it does tilt in the T-side's favour. This is similar to the Battle of the Forces that we saw at the start of both halves on Train. This one's just been really drawn out on Vertigo. 5 AKs again for the Lyngby Vikings this time. Endpoint, they have an AWP in hand. Robin's full invested into an M4. Thomas and the rest just with pistols and armor, though. But, I mean, historically speaking, if the evidence is correct, they should just win the round because they have the worst guns. That's what's happened so far on Vertigo.
Well, I expect these pistols realistically up close to certainly do some damage. Crucial doesn't find too much, so his impact this round will be minimum, but like I said, the Deagle headshot could certainly be deadly. That's now an AWP you've recovered. And with LYNGBY still kept in a 4-on-4. They now look to back out and maybe look towards aim. Surreal was more or less pushed in and kept Watcher B stairs, so that for now won't be a concern. Mid is, that's why Robin's checking it out. But the key thing is this A play, and certainly could be a devastating one if LYNGBY find all the kills quite quickly.
Thomas in the site with a 5-7. The pistol that lends itself the most to spam. That Deagle damage is excellent on to TwinX and Bird. They're paranoid about the flank at this point, and with time a factor, this could all go wrong for LYNGBY. Robin is so aggressive with his M4, playing anti-flash, swings around at the right time, gets a headshot before being found, but that leaves them in the 3-on-3 at the very minimum. Typos getting the next. Surreal converting though, and Thomas is 5-7. Double dink gets it done. Endpoint, because they had the worst weapons, they win the round. Guess what, LYNGBY? If they go ahead and upgrade into Deagles and pistols, which they look like they're doing, I'm going to say LYNGBY win this one, Louis. For some reason, that's how the universe is treating this game.
I don't even know at this point. I'm just completely confused as to why you can just keep force buying and that somehow wins you rounds and potentially games at this point here. Endpoint won't be too concerned that that's got them 7. One more to maybe close out the half on LYNGBY's map pick, but still a map Endpoint have been quite good on in the past. Flash was at least enough to force Thomas somewhat off of the angle. The reflash is there, and Thomas and Endpoint do have to play things safe. It's stacked to the A site, 4 defendants on it. Thomas again is stepping up. He's got 16 kills and only 6 deaths. And there is a player towards Sandbag, so it's yet to be spotted out by anyone. The Molotov will flush him out. And there's your kill. Well, what should have been Thomas's third kill picked up by Crucial. Typos and Cabby. Well, they've got a lot of work if you want them to win this one, mate.
Finally, it looks like the laws of Counter-Strike are being brought back into balance. Finally, the Force Buys look to be defeated by Endpoint. Typos goes down. Endpoint survived with 4 alive, but it's Thomas doing the work again. Quad kill in the round. He's on 18 kills already on Vertigo. Compare that to some of the other players on the server like Rals, TwinX, and Mighty Max, who've got 2, 3, and 4 apiece.
No pressure then to the players who haven't woken up, but Mighty Max will now won't be too disappointed. Finally on an M4, and they finally got a full-on CT buyout. Endpoint now look towards 9. LYNGBY. It's a half buy. Well, a half buy off pistols. Deep nade. Certainly damaging towards Cabby. But Cabby is towards B. Avoided the Molotov and avoids any potential threat as Max opens things up on aim. And I think Max is alone on the A up close also. Another bird from Sky has actually pulled in to get that kill back.
Missed AWP shot from Crucial, although he was blind. Gives a little bit of room to the LYNGBY Vikings, but Thomas looks to take that space away with his AK. Rals. The P250 hunting for the headshots, but Thomas is an animal on Vertigo. A triple kill in this round, a quad kill in the last round, and the last 2 rounds that Endpoint won before that, he had 2 kills with the 5-7, and he's had already 2 triple kills in the B bomb site. He's going insane, taking over these rounds individually. Now he's on 21 kills, which is almost more than he had in the entire map of Train.
1 more kill and he equals his match in terms of kill numbers on Train. We've not even reached the end of a half yet, and he's already looking towards posting a 30 bomb in this. LYNGBY back on the weapons. Now have to really fight for Thomas, and timing just meant that Max isn't quite going to get spotted out yet. They will fall away, but they will look for entries, in fact, over towards B. And AK and then 4. Two players again look to hold this off. Robin and Cyril make it once again look so easy. He's hungry. He knows that Cabby is there up close to him. The Deagle might be enough to shut out TwinX and all. Has to find quite a few more players, but a no scope. It could certainly deliver blood.
Unfortunately, it doesn't on the close angle, and Surreal picks up the kill with the Deagle. 10-4, double digits guaranteed by Endpoint on the CT side. This is the map pick of the LYNGBY Vikings, and based on how the first sort of 10 rounds did go, while LYNGBY didn't win the 5 or 6 we said they'd have to if they wanted a chance of the map, they certainly kept it competitive, especially with those fast B site hits.
Crucial blind and flash off the angle, but nothing to concern him just yet in middle. LYNGBY do have 2 players scouting that side of the map as Bird from Sky opens again things up over towards A, and with Max falling first, his tally individually isn't going to improve, but Typos in mid does get 2 kills. Robin, in fact, eliminated as now Thomas, the man of the hour, looks to once again step up. Combined with this AWP damage, I don't want to count Endpoint out of this one quite yet. Still a 2-man disadvantage, but now a 3-man disadvantage. Crucial could miss the timing as LYNGBY shut out the half with a 5th.
They get it at the very least, but they're going to need the pistol again in map 2 if they want to mount the comeback. Now on train, they were able to convert that second round pistol and bring it a little bit closer, but they weren't able to put it over the line. Thomas on 22 kills. He got it done, Louis. He got more kills in the first half of Vertigo than he got in the entire map of Train. And now we can see what our partners over at LootBet think of this game. Endpoint virtually guaranteed to win it according to them, and I can imagine those odds going much more in Endpoint's favor if they win this pistol.
That's the thing for LYNGBY, right? Because if you come into this and you lose pistol around here, do you really consider yourself to have a lot more hope into this? There could certainly be a massive comeback if anything, but for LYNGBY, the focus is on this one, and that's where TwinX has been allowed the opening kill of Rouse. They find them over towards A. In fact, Endpoint, they actually upgraded Crucial onto a P250 of armor. It certainly could do the damage, but yet to find any kills yet. Cabby off. He even comes off better. This might have been a flawless round, but Surreal's 2 kills back now means Thomas might have a chance, and the B site could be open.
It looks like it is. He's sprinting all the way over there. He might just have time for a safe plant, but obviously he doesn't have that info. Spots the close player, knows he can't plant. Get the pistol out, please. And now it's all about timing. 2 of them pushing into him, but they do find the headshots. He's been great so far, but not good enough to win the pistol on his own. It was nearly recovered by Endpoint there, but LYNGBY do eventually take that second pistol. They're not out of the woods yet, though, because you know that force fight is coming in from Endpoint.
Of course it is. It's going to happen on this map. Endpoint upgrade to pistols, and a MAC-10 is available on Thomas. Surreal certainly did damage, which kept that a little more tense than it should have been. LYNGBY forcing up with a heavy SMG and FAMAS purchase. Utility almost lacking. But smokes for Endpoint mean they can smoke off and set off the wall of smokes for the back of the A site and look for the bomb plant in that side of things. Molotov and aid, a flash also in support, and towards the B site, in fact, that was the only player left defending on it. Cabby gets deleted by Surreal.
His Deagle, Surreal's Deagle in this series, lethal. His favourite film, in fact, Lethal Weapon. That's what he is with the Deagle. Insane skill from him at finding those headshots. And LYNGBY with a man disadvantage. I think they do spot Crucial out there. They drop the Molotov to try and stall the push, but Riles has already taken a dink. He has to back off. And TwinX also on this site is on less than half HP, so Deagle spam could take him out quite convincingly. There's a MAC-10 as well in the hands of Thomas. That could overwhelm TwinX.
well, all of a sudden, if you play up close against pistols, that means the pistols can certainly do work. That nade by Robin, massive, because Rouse was one of the defenders left on the side. Bird from Sky is also gone, so they've more or less lost what was on A, but they need to consider Twin X from behind. The SMG only gets one. What is Surreal doing with the Deagle? Because he's completely insane. He looks at the last, but Crucial takes that one away. They get 11, they win the force. LYNGBY, do you consider committing, or... I think they have to. They've got 2 players on double eco. Oh, we're forcing again, mate.
We normally call it the battle of the forces, but it's been the war of the forces in this series, it feels like. And ultimately, with Endpoint winning out virtually every time so far. LYNGBY, they've brought the pistols this time. It's their turn to look for those nasty headshots, and they want to do it over towards this A bomb site. There are SMGs charging straight in to dismantle them, though. Delayed by the smokes temporarily, but you can ensure that Endpoint are going to be closing down this range just as soon as the utility's dissipated.
Well, there's a Molotov at least thrown off the map. I was watching it on the minimap and just see it fly off the map, and they doesn't do much for damage. Endpoint use up an early bit of utility. Slow one with minimal contact. In fact, the contact was Crucial, just finds Rouse through that wall bang, so they were aware of the boost or aware of the possibility. Bird from Sky again deleted. I've seen so many nade stacks, so they're again going to try to move, and they don't spot this, they don't find the kill. Oh, it's falling apart, and Thomas and Robin just find the kills.
That's so brutal from the LYNGBY Vikings. They had the opportunity there. They just needed patience. The Deagle, I think, a bit spoilt for choice there with targets. Can't focus in time and then panics with the spray. It doesn't go right. The LYNGBY Vikings, it looks like they've lost the war of the forces in this round. Endpoint with 12 CTs. They have to eco up into the next. That should give Endpoint their 13th. And at that point, the Danish side are in serious trouble in this series.
They could always force. LYNGBY keep doing that. I wouldn't put it past them, but this is the point where you just think, right, you have to eco. You've got to be a bit more sensible now with your economic decision making. You're 1 map down. You're 4 rounds from possible elimination from only the groups here in the Malta Vibes Week 2 event. They've already lost an opening best of 1. Now to lose all your games today wouldn't be the greatest of achievements. So they will eco. They will just play it sensibly. Endpoint, you expect them now to play this safely and slowly on a default. But now there are a lot of players again to set up towards B.
Crucial, Robin and Thomas. 3 early kills, dismantling LYNGBY yet again. They can't get anything done. B bomb site now given away. Cabby has a Deagle. Robin's on 4 HP. Maybe Bird from Sky can find that with the USPS, but full HP rifling play you certainly don't expect, especially when he's Molotov'd out of his position. Cabby might do the damage, but Surreal says no. The MAC-10 finishing the round off. Endpoint on 13. LYNGBY with this buy, it's last chance saloon for them now.
I'm looking at it. I'm not too convinced. They've got an AWP out without any armor. They've got M4s, but look how low their utility levels are. The utility Bird from Sky mainly has. They've got the occasional smoke and flash in it, but now they've got to just build up this bank. They've got to build up the weapons, and they've got to start things off here cleanly to avoid losing weapons. And that's the thing for Endpoint. Even if they lose this with lots of damage done towards LYNGBY, then they could force up going forward. So now Robin's so quick to really dismantle what could be a very empty B defense. It's only a FAMAS, and you know what? That more or less could be the site, as long as you find the player up close.
I've got the info on him now. The smoke protects Cabby at least for the moment, but that's now dissipated. He has to be incredibly careful about this T-side advance. Surreal gets the headshot, as he's well known for doing, but 2 players have rotated into this B bomb site. Do Endpoint have the read on that? They need utility to rotate out this AWP. They want to consider the attack, and Mighty Max, it looks like he wants mid-control. Ral's not actively defending because he's paranoid that this could turn into an A execute now from Endpoint on the T side. Twinx finds Thomas, and crucial, his AWP doesn't convert. Mighty Max causing a distraction, but Twinx's AWP has turned around and found him. This has fallen apart for Endpoint. They just sit around these stairs and allow themselves to be hemmed in by the CTs and picked apart one by one.
Oh, it's a great idea, but just Typos so quick to it. 10 HP onto Real now. I'd love to say he could win this, but it's LYNGBY who do kick things off on the second half gun round with a better start to things. Some shots go out, but it might, you know, be a delayed end to this one. Should LYNGBY come off better now. 10 HP, 15 seconds.
Surreal sees the barrel, but he can't find the close AWPer. That's the problem. LYNGBY put 7 on the board, but Endpoint, they've got to buy right around the corner. Robin's got 10k in the bank even. Plenty of cash for the side. They might even look at a buy up in the next with the loss. Based on the amount some of these players have, the LYNGBY Vikings, they need to win 2 in a row to force Endpoint down onto an eco here. Endpoint with 2 opportunities to trash the Danish economy and put themselves 2 rounds away from winning this whole series.
Well, they'll look quickly towards aim. I'm interested just seeing that the AWP for the CT side isn't playing deep towards the A site as you might usually expect. It's playing towards sandbag, so it is in that perimeter, but up close Rouse just has to be so careful. I'm a little bit concerned for the angle, but he's got a good one, and Max didn't quite spot him out, so for the T side now, just an AWP to really be aware of. Yeah, he doesn't do too much to yet. The AWP even finds the first shot and kill. As Thomas now groups up with Crucial to maybe get a kill back.
Ralls has to stay calm. His position can win the round for LYNGBY. If he gets the timing right, Robin on the flank. Should have the info here, but Ralls converts the kill, lands the headshot. Crucial with the AWP gets 1 back at least. Real on the AK has lurked over towards the B bomb site all the way. Had it under control, but Bird takes down Crucial. That's the bomb lost by Surreal now, who has to make his way in. Stomping and making so much noise. Cabby expects it. And LYNGBY, they get their 8th on the board. Money just enough there for Endpoint to consider a full buy.
Yes, it's a 5-round gap though, so a force and loss here could certainly put their economy in a bit of a stranded situation, and Rouse just did that perfectly. Robin, it got unlucky, and you could see the idea that Endpoint went for. They sent that one player towards B who was clearing it, and it was the author really just looking for any info just to get out of it. It's unfortunate that they just lose the Angels, and for LYNGBY now up to 8. Can certainly look to pull this back now. Endpoint did fully commit to the weapons. Crucial. Only on a Deagle, but lots of utility to really support what could be a play. Starting off on a standard default. Cabby for now. And support from Baird really to hold off what could be a B execution.
Endpoint playing this one much more passively. Twinx, that AWP is lethal over on that A-bomb site. You can see Surreal, he's baiting Cabby out. Please pop your head up, he's thinking, please. Let me take a shot at it. But Riles, he's gone aggressive with this M4A4. Very close position indeed. The Molotov makes Endpoint move around. Look at this! Twinx and Riles decimating the ramp. Surreal's back in tow, but yeah, preventing the bomb from being recovered. Perhaps it's taken down by Crucial, who's on low HP. And now they charge up towards that A bomb site to Endpoint. Typos is here. Bird from Sky is now rotated in towards the middle angle. And 30 seconds from Endpoint. They don't have enough time to commit to the other site unless they just start all out sprinting.
No, they're setting up the smokes. They want to look towards A. LYNGBY used lots of utility really at the start to maybe try and kill off that 11 HP Crucial, but it didn't quite work out. The Molotov even better, and they're just going to flash themselves onto the side. Typos, both of them, and all 3 kills in fact go his way on the A hold. They get themselves 9. Endpoint now can't really look to force out, and it was this individual effort really from Rouse and the AWPer behind him which made it look so easy. Him and Twinx They did lots of the hard work.
Unfortunately for Endpoint there, and brilliantly for LYNGBY, that flash was so perfect. They flashed to allow 2 players through the smoke, and nobody spots Typos at all. No one can even see him. And he's just allowed to kill all 3 remaining Endpoint players over on that A site, bailing LYNGBY out and making this comeback certainly a potential in this map. Riles has found Mighty Max through the smoke again. He's been brilliant over on that A site, has Riles. Really aggressive towards the ramp, and it's earning him kills virtually every round.
Endpoint lurking and looking for something towards B, but it was only Surreal to dime. Died a little too soon to be joined by his team. Should have a lineup, should be easy for Cabby. And the second peak at least gives him the kill along with Bird. Tech9, which can certainly find kills, but not in this instance. Endpoint's lead now cut to 3 rounds. After what was a certainly positive start to the half. Now they go up against weapons, but now they have weapons of their own. Crucial, only a smoke with his AWP.
And it weirdly, for Endpoint, the T side is supposed to be much stronger than their CT, but they've been floundering on the offense. LYNGBY holding true. Riles really the impact player towards the A ramp who's been doing so much, but it's more teamwork for LYNGBY on the B side that gets it done, because they just lock Endpoint into these stairs. They can't get out from this position. They're hemmed in. Farm animals, and Cabby, he just finds Surreal as well. Opening kill again in LYNGBY's favour now as Endpoint seek a way to reply, but Twinix is up just waiting in the wings. Mighty Max is able to punish it though, and that could be an opportunity now on A.
Well, it's again Rouse who certainly stepped up to try and get damage done last round to now work his way on to the A hold, and he's made it look so easy so far. He got the 2 kills on side and stopped any slow push, but they respond. Endpoint, they might look for a bomb one, but they again just push through the smoke. LYNGBY have done that twice now, and it's worked out pretty convincingly.
I'm really confused as to that decision from Endpoint. That why do they choose to have the rifler plant there? The AWP has the bomb, and he throws it over to the rifler so that the AWP can hold on the defense. How are you supposed to do anything if more than one person comes through that smoke with an AWP watching guard in that scenario? You won't get anything done. That a really perplexing decision to me at the end of that round. It wasn't the one that cost them, but still contributed to the defeat. It's the force from Endpoint now, but they're really running up against a brick wall on this T side. They've got no ideas towards this ramp or towards the B site. They're struggling immensely with the entry cracks.
And this should be one of Endpoint's better maps. Ideally, they would be looking towards a round in the next gun round. So now though, LYNGBY are trying to at least keep this difficult and a bit more pretentious. They at least have a advantage for Endpoint, and they're going to rush quickly towards B. They might just lose the time. I know Cabby's already here, and he's already got this angle, but there are smokes and utility set to pop in. 1 minute to go.
Cabby can't find the kill. He's spraying wildly. Typos has to actually bail him out there. He's so thankful that there is another rifler in the position, and LYNGBY on the 1-on-2 retake. They clean it up. It's Typos with 4 kills, who we've commended Riles, who's only on 12. I bet when we take a look at how many kills Typos has, it's 24. Even looking to overtake Thomas on 28 at the moment. Him and Cabby just dominating the scoreboard. It's 5 in a row for the LYNGBY Vikings as they continue this immense momentum.
After 6 in a row now, Cabby gets the defuse. They keep an AK and an AWP, and look at Typos' money going forward. LYNGBY, they're now causing a bit of a concern to the Endpoint lineup. And Endpoint, look at the odds, in fact. They're now starting to fall back. LYNGBY, they came into this half really behind and unexpected to win, but Endpoint still just about edged out. That's at least what Luke Bet, our partners, believe in. Now only
I don't know if I agree
gap.
at this point even. I would argue that things are in LYNGBY's favour here. They have the momentum on the CT side to work with. Endpoint have looked lost realistically. The chance of them winning this map now is actually very significant on the CT side. Twinix again opens up with the opening kill. I'd love to know how many rounds of this map Endpoint have been able to find the first kill. I don't think it's any on the T side whatsoever. Unless, you know, you're counting those force buys when they charge in with Tech 9s and Deagles. But in the full gun rounds, they're never able to get the opening kills. And it's allowed LYNGBY to tie up this scoreline 13-13 now.
Well, Thomas, he had something like 23 kills going into the second half. Since then, he's only picked up a good 5. So it has been a struggle in the second half. Endpoint really feeding this now and feeding the pressure. And they're going to be trying to head towards a B site, which isn't entirely empty either. Carry from this angle has certainly got damage done before. A little more focus on mid, and they actually give up the B site. The timing is there to give Endpoint maybe a bomb plant, but they've really got to find a kill. They've got to cement something, and now they have to play it safe. Bomb will at least go down.
Good nade onto Robin. The Molotov looks to slow this retake, but more are deployed actually. It is doing a great job of eating up this time. Surreal is playing a dangerous game so close to this smoke though. He backs away, perhaps just at the right time. LYNGBY, they're still going to commit. They have the 4 men here, and they have someone eventually now who's arrived on the flank. That's what they were waiting for. It's Typos, the man of the match so far, gets the kill onto Surreal. 2v4 defense, time running out. Mighty Max lines up perhaps as Robin gets one. Next tapping the bomb. Typos has to defend in the time. Ticking down, the defuse being stuck, and Max can't get it done. Typos body blocks the damage and ties up the scoreline.
Oh, Typos was so low though. 26 kills he's on. Thomas just about edges them out. But LYNGBY now tie up this match. They've now put Endpoint in a position where really they could be forced out of this series. LYNGBY, it felt like a unfortunate performance on train. They didn't quite look too good in that second half, but they've got the momentum and they've now got a bit more confidence coming out for them. Thus too is where we end up on.
Next again with the opening kill. Endpoint unable to get anything done at the start of the rounds, and that really sums up all of their problems. Every round, in the first 30 seconds, they've run somebody straight into a LYNGBY crosshair and just lost the man advantage immediately. It's really rough for them. They cannot get anything done. Even when they get into the site, when they get the plants, they're not aware that there could be flanks coming through. They're not aware of the tactics that LYNGBY are going with. Surreal, he's found 2 kills on the B site. This is the chance now. Endpoint, if they were ever to convert around on this T side, this is the opportunity, but the bomb is so far away.
Well, Crucial, in fact, just doubles up, gets the kill towards then. All of a sudden, Typos gets deleted. Endpoint, for the first time in quite a while, now come off better. I think that's the first round they get in around 7 or 8. So now can stand strong. And it comes down to a little bit of a luck from one individual who stood out on the train, also Surreal. Oh, they were crisp headshots. And when you combine that with that kill on A, that was perfect. And now Endpoint, we were slating them, but now they need 2 to close out the series.
Realistically, Louis, they only need 1. Look at that LYNGBY economy. They don't have loss bonus built up. If they lose this round, it's going to be a forced in the next. And Surreal, this time, he's the one who found the opening kill onto Twin X. But Bird from Sky is allowed to reply. Surreal in kind, however, onto Cabby, and Robin onto Bird. Finally, Endpoint starting to wake up on this T side. The B-bomb side under their control again, as Surreal has made his way out. Typos takes the jump, but now he's been spotted. As the last player left alive, he's taken out. Map point to Endpoint. It's taken them the entire half to wake up. The opportunity for LYNGBY to come back and take the advantage, but at the last possible moment, Endpoint stand tall and have the opportunity to close it out in regulation.
Well, we're going to go back to a good old force by LYNGBY. I don't want to count them out of this quite yet. It shouldn't be a case that they come off winners in this, but do you remember the amount of forces and ecos we saw certainly coming off in either side's way?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I hate to break it to you, the same could happen here, so let's go for some A progression. Rouse might look for Crucial. A dangerous angle through the smoke, at least comes off better. Leaves only 14 kills so far on Rouse, and look at Surreal. Completely reading this, completely playing it safe. Endpoint have the opening, and now LYNGBY have to respond.
They do, but they can't. Robin gets Bird from Sky. And LYNGBY, it would be so heartbreaking if they fell apart now. They did all the heavy lifting in the comeback. And just 2 rounds. Is that really going to be what forces them out of this match? Typos, he's gotten a deagle kill. Now he has an AK and the nade isn't deep enough to take him out. He can definitely still be dangerous, but the wallbang headshot, it lands from Robin. The game sense is good. Twin X and Cabby, Deagle and MP9 to save LYNGBY's hopes of staying in this cup.
Oh, goodbye Twin X. The smoke goes out. Endpoint still want to commit to this as if it's a standard round. The MP9 up close will at least do some damage. There is an AK and Cabby's plenty of chance that he can win this, but overwhelmed by players in the end. Finally, Endpoint wake up and find the win. 2-0 here to push them into the vital matchup.